My name's Marissa Caudill. So I'm the CEO of SuperDoc Tech, and Mona is our COO. We have known each other for a few years, but this is a new venture for us that we're really excited about. We literally just incorporated last month and just launched on March 1st. So you're getting our very first webinar, which is exciting and a little terrifying for us, I won't lie, but it's also really fun. So what is SuperDoc Tech? In a nutshell, this is software, but really it's more than that. I'm super passionate about this because I started using the software over a year ago. I'm a child psychiatrist by training, and I left my busy job with Kaiser Permanente in May of 2022 and was pretty burnt out. Took some time to kind of recover and decide, do I even want to be a doctor anymore? And in my heart, the answer was yes. I do love what I do as a child psychiatrist, but I just didn't like the way I was having to deliver care in that setting. So since then, I have rebranded myself as the parent doctor. So I do public speaking, I have a podcast, I have a newsletter, I do a monthly book club, I offer coaching and individual and group parenting support, in addition to a small private practice that I have here in Los Angeles. And I think this is something that more and more physicians are thinking about doing. Basically, like, how can I have clinic but my way? And in addition to that, how can I allow my patients and their families to be my followers and fans? Because really, that's what people want these days. They want to have more access to us as physicians and experts in a way that feels more personal and truly connected, and not just what insurance-based care or clinic-based care allows. So what I love about SuperDoc Tech is that it really is the key that unlocks so much of that for me and has automated and made everything so much clearer. Like, literally, I would say in the last 12 months, I went from feeling confused and just grasping at different technological solutions. I had so many subscriptions to different things that I was paying for, but they weren't talking to each other. And ultimately, it wasn't leading to a clear path in my mind of how are these people going to become on a list that I nurture them and move them from the top of my funnel, which is free, to things that I offer that are paid. And now that is crystal clear thanks to this technology and software. So that's what I love about it. Do you want to talk, Mona, a little bit about your experience and what attracted you? Because you also instantly saw the value.
Yeah, so you may know me from EBS, but I am a micro practice obesity medicine clinic that just solo practitioner. I opened last year and I was running around doing all the things, Calendly, looking into things like Kajabi and all these different software platforms. And once Marissa brought this to me and said, hey, you don't need to do all that. You can actually bring down all these barriers that are preventing you from taking action to actually getting people into your funnel. For example, social media. I was very hesitant to post anything anywhere in social media. Where do I post? What do I post?
How do
This,
I?
how do I post, right? This technology has allowed me to literally just upload everything into one place and then push it out into the world in an automated fashion. So on a day-to-day basis, unless I want to go live or something, it can automate everything. So for years, not just a few days, it can actually automate things for years on end and say every, what do you have, Marissa? 45 days, recycle
Yeah, I
this.
have 45 days of great content. Once a year, I customize it because I do a monthly book club for parents. So I have posts that are related to those books that come up each month. And then there's a call to action to get people to join the book club. But basically, these are inspirational quotes and things, right? They're just posts. But I have those, and I had to invest a bit of time to get them set up initially, but I have 45 days of content and they recycle, and it's booked out for 5 years. So there's never a dead day of social media on my LinkedIn, my Instagram, or my Facebook, because I have those all going
Yeah.
from here.
And
And
we'll show you
an
that and what that
additional
looks like.
subscription
Yeah.
because I used to be paying, I forget, $40 a month for something called Loomly. And then I was paying a VA to manually post things on Meta Business Suite or whatever it is. But this made everything so much easier for us. Yeah.
Yeah. So do you want to talk a little bit about our company and
I
kind
do.
of, yeah.
So, for me, business is a spiritual venture, and our mission as a company is community, to provide that community to physicians who, in this realm, can feel sometimes a mixture of excitement and belief in yourself, but also a lot of doubt and a lot of loneliness. And so, in addition to the software, the answer, Mona and I really share an aligned vision of providing a community of support that will inspire physicians to have a clear path and have people who are farther along that path lead the people who are just starting and have them have hope that they can do this too. And last year, sadly, I lost a dear friend to suicide. And I am really committed to having our company give back 1% of gross profits to start, with a goal of going up each year till we're at least 5%, to the American Foundation of Suicide Prevention. And we have the idea of also, like, as we grow, asking our members what organizations they want us to donate to as well. So contribution is a really key part of our identity as a company. And if that appeals to you, then that would be another reason to kind of join us.
Yeah. So, for those of you that are here today, drop in the chat kind of what brought you here. What are the pain points that you're looking to solve, from a marketing standpoint or growth standpoint? What is it that made you decide to join today? No
Non
pressure.
Yes, improves reach, saves time
Nope.
also.
Yeah, improves. Yeah.
It does
Im-
do that. Yes. I mean, I would say, Dana, again, in full transparency, it saves time eventually. It saves so much time. But like most things, and you guys in EBS, you know this already, because I'm sure Dr. Anishi talks about that, right? Like, it takes time to sharpen your axe. But then once that axe is sharpened, it reaps rewards, for months and years to come. So this is one of those tools that you will invest some time in upfront, like I did to make the 45 days of social media posts. But now I never have to think about, oh, what am I going to post today?
Already have tons of content.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. So it's putting in that work up front, like, batching your content,
Mhm.
uploading it into the software so it can just pump it out into multiple social media accounts. And again, we'll show that.
Yeah.
Interested in having help, virtual or human, to get it done. Okay, great. Yeah. So we're going to talk about that today, and how, for example, a chat widget can bring someone into your practice from just them having eyeballs on your website, and engaging them and bringing them in to the top of your funnel, so that maybe they're buying your lowest hanging fruit. Maybe they're, buying a PDF that you're selling, and then converting them slowly down your pipeline to your highest ticket offer, whatever that may be. So this is the how of how to actually get that done. Starting to learn how to use AI for operations. That's awesome. That's a hot topic. Wanted to learn more about how to utilize this for marketing. Yeah, definitely. So we're not going to, AI is a whole topic in and of itself. Actually, our next webinar, we're hoping to take a deep dive into AI and the functionality of what we're doing. So there is AI chatbot, there is AI receptionist available through what we're doing, but it would be a dedicated webinar just for
We talk
that.
about that for half a day. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
yeah.
And if you're Sarah, if you're or that's Victoria. Hi, Victoria. If you're interested in that specifically, we're happy to also demo that for you on a one-on-one basis as well. Um,
All right, we need to move along. We promised we would keep this to
yeah,
5 minutes
yeah,
because I know your time is so valuable. Okay.
yes,
So demo part one, web chat. You want to start, Mona, with the
yeah. So
web
yeah,
chat? Let me share
yeah.
my
So
screen.
let me share my screen with you. This is probably the first thing that I like to talk about, because it's such low-hanging fruit when it comes to utilizing our software. So this is our website. You've probably been here before, but if you see this down here, there's a blinking icon, for us that's attracting your attention. This is the chat widget. So what it does is it asks the person a question. Do you want to book a call to learn more, or do you want to get on the wait list? So from here, if they click book a call, they're instantly shown your calendar availability, which you've set up on the back end, right, in SuperDoc Tech. So if you want to book a call with us, bam, you're right there. There is no need for Calendly. This is replacing that, and it's getting them directly to a seat in front of you. If you're doing something like DPC, or cash pay, or something where you want to have a one-on-one consultation with them, a meet and greet, bam, they can do it right there. They could also be having that with your office manager if, for whatever reason you want your office manager to be screening who comes into your practice. Alternatively, if people are on our website, they just want to get on the wait list, we can collect their information right here. And on the back end, it's going to create a contact card for them in our SuperDoc Tech, um, log in and the system will start remembering, okay, this is Sarah Smith that logged in on this day. And how many times has Sarah Smith reached out to us? So where does Sarah Smith belong on the pipeline? So the pipeline is their journey, right? From being, I'm just going to use EBS language for the sake of it, but from being just visible to actually being a paying client, right? So that's our version of the pipeline, but the pipeline is the software. So this would create Sarah Smith as a contact, drop her into that pipeline so that we can automate a nurturing sequence for Sarah so that we're like, we can send her a text, we can send her an email, say, hey, so glad that you reached out to us on our website. These are our current offerings. Do you want to become a patient? Or you can offer whatever it is that your initial offer is, you can automatically send it to them via text or email or even a phone call. So it's just a really nice way to literally pull people in from your website. So this is something that I would highly recommend that pretty much everyone have just to start, is just this functionality.
Yeah, and the web chat feature is super easy to set up within SuperDoc Tech. You literally can do it in less than 15 minutes. And if you look at your competitors' websites, it's something that surprisingly not many people have. And again, I think it's that integration piece that really is not present in most EHRs. So I think SuperDoc Tech provides something that is such an additional valuable piece in addition to wherever you're keeping your patient records, because it allows you to do this nurturing and thinking about your patient's pathway as a customer, not just as a patient with a medical problem. So I'm going to show you, I again have a smaller practice, right? I'm not part of a big organization. And so I'm using just a very simple chatbot on my website, The Parent Doctor. So let me share my screen now. And all it does is, hold on, all it does is make a contact. So like this is my husband's info because it auto-populated from my Google. Can you guys see it? But basically it's just going to pull him in as a contact, his name, his phone number, his email, and whatever message he wants to send me. And as Mona was saying, you can then set up a workflow within SuperDoc Tech where when you have someone contact you through your web chat, if you have a practice where you have a front desk staff person, it can send a message to them or even call them. When you have it call them, it's pretty cool because then you can just hit any key and it will connect you back to the person who just put in an inquiry on your website. So if you have someone who you're paying to be your front desk receptionist who's just sitting there and someone happens to go on your website and submit this form, you can have it set up so that your front desk person will get the call, click the button, and it will then ring the person who just left you a message, which is pretty awesome because if someone was raising their hand to say like, I'd like to know more, and then they get a call from you, they're going to think, wow, this clinic or this person is so responsive, right? So it's all about helping you be quick to respond, whether that's really a human responding to them or with some automated AI workflow. Another feature is the missed call text back that we have. So you get a phone number for your business within SuperDoc Tech when you sign up. It costs like $1 or $2 per month. It's very cheap. And then the use of it is really cheap too. And we give you $25 credit a month towards that. So you probably won't pay anything. But basically this phone number then, anytime someone calls that number or gets forwarded to it, like after hours, they get an immediate text back saying, hey, sorry, we missed your call. How can we help? And then that person can text back. And Victoria, that's one of the things that AI can be set up to do is like have a chat with them basically from there.
Guys, please ask questions in the chat. We're going to do our best to answer them in real time. So don't be shy. If you have any question about what we're talking about, feel free to drop it in the chat and we'll get back to you. So Marissa, do you want to talk about your social media planner and show them that?
Yeah, let me show that too.
Oh, real quick, let's just, Victoria had a couple questions. Yes, it is HIPAA compliant. Any chance this integrates with EHR? So Marissa might be able to speak a little bit more on this topic, but basically, if your EHR integrates with Google Calendar, that is the connection piece between SuperDoc Tech and your EHR. So as long as your EHR can show you your appointments in Google Calendar or has that functionality, then yes, we would be able to make it happen.
I think you guys are using Athena, right, Vicky? Is that right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure Athena does do that. If you search, most of the HRs, what they do is they will integrate with Google Calendar, but they won't show the patient data. It'll just be like, busy. And then that way from SuperDoc Text Calendar, if you use that to either have AI book people in or your web chat book people in, because you can do that like Mona showed you with ours, It'll just show you the it'll just book in where there's an opening. Does that make sense? And you can set it up in advance, but we don't want to get too in the weeds about that. That's kind of like
Yeah.
a deep detail that won't apply to everybody's practice. But let me go.
I'll let you share on social, and then I'm gonna answer the rest of the questions in the chat.
I actually wanted to go to a different account. Hold on. So when you want to post on socials, are you guys seeing, am I sharing my screen? Yes. So you go over here to marketing, and then the top left is this social planner. And basically here you can connect different social accounts: Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, YouTube. You can have your private community here too. So if you want to be like off of Facebook, in case you've had, both Mona and I have had problems with Facebook and getting kicked out, and having our access restricted, it's really painful. So it is valuable to have a separate community too. And then basically here, I just have a demo here of LinkedIn and a draft. So when you make a new post, I'll show you what it looks like. So you would edit the content here, just like you do when you're on Instagram or Facebook, whatever. You can add a video, you can add an image, you can add a file, you can do hashtags, and then you can schedule it. And when you come down here to post, when I did this, and again, this took a little brain power, right? A little thinking. Like I said, I had 45 days of posts. So day one, I would schedule it as a recurring post starting today. And then I would repeat it every 45 days. And then I put it out to 5 years out. And I say post it at 9:30 a.m. and I say schedule, and there you go. Now it's going to be there. So that's all you have to do. Now this is going to post every 45 days. So you see 41 posts in the next 5 years. And so you just do that now for day two, and you have it start tomorrow, and you have it continue every 45 days for 5 years. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. So it's simple. It takes time, to set this up initially. I did it in 3 batches. So I did 15 posts one day, 15 posts the next day, 15 posts the next day, and then boom, 5 years is done. On a regular basis, well, I guess, are we going to transition now to the workflows, Mona? Because another thing that I love SuperDoc Tech for is, are any of you using social media and things like ManyChat to automate people to become your contact, like to get their emails for your top of funnel? No? Okay. So basically, you've probably seen this though on social medias. If you're on there, you see people saying like, comment, Amy Porterfield does this, like comment episode 2A3 down below if you want to get whatever, right? And then a bot starts interacting with you through direct messaging in Instagram, and it gets your email, and then it sends you the link. Now you've become one of her contacts in her CRM, and you're going to be getting her newsletters and her emails and stuff. So basically we can do the same. So again, I have my book club as a monthly event that's free, and anyone can sign up. So on the fly, if I want to do a story, if I want to do a post, if I want to post a reel, my call to action is comment book down below if you'd like to join me for my ongoing monthly book club. It's totally free. I read the books for you. You don't have to. And, please share it with your friends. When someone then comments book, there's a workflow. Mona, why don't you take it away and show what flow looks like?
Yeah, I'll share my screen. Okay. So this is going to be a lot to digest, but bear with me. So this is a workflow. Basically, it's just a long flow chart, right? So this is the inside of SuperDoc Tech. So the top of your workflow starts here. So these are the triggers that can start this workflow. So one trigger we've created here is a Facebook lead form. So if you have a Facebook lead form, that would look like a page that says, are you interested in weight loss? Fill out your information here, right? So they populate their information into that form, and it creates a trigger here. You can also have a generic marketing form. So like, let's say that's on your website, right? Fill out your information here. Bam, it puts that person, their name, their email, their phone number into this workflow because that's a trigger. It creates an opportunity for them in the marketing pipeline. Okay, so I'll show you what the pipeline is, but this is just the workflow. Next, immediately it will send them a conversational email that would look like this. This is what it looks like when you're editing it, but we can actually, let's see here. I could send a test email to one of you guys, but for now, you can read the email here. Basically, it's got all these custom values here that would be customized to your practice. Thanks for claiming our offer or promotion. We're looking forward to seeing you. Be sure to check out our calendar to schedule your appointment, whatever it is. We also sent you a text if you have any questions in the meantime, right? And then you can add attachments. So immediately, once you've pulled this person in from Facebook or your website, you've already engaged with them in an automated fashion. They can also get a text message if you want. Hi, so-and-so, thanks for claiming our offer. Have you had a wellness coach in the past, right? Just kind of engaging them, right? Then this system, we've designed it this way to wait for 2 minutes. Did they reply? Yes or no? If they replied, they're going to be converted from just a new contact to a hot lead, meaning someone that's actually engaging with you and saying, yes, I am interested. Yes, what you have to offer does sound appealing to me. And so then we have more of our workflow, right? Which if they answered yes, and the system will read their message, you can send them a booking link via text message. Got it. So you know a little bit about what to expect. Just as a reminder, be sure to check out be sure to schedule with us. So it's prompting them to make an appointment for whatever it is. We've designed this for like a coaching business, right? If they didn't say yes clearly have you ever worked with a wellness coach before? Just say, no problem. The next step is to book a time. It's still taking them to the page to book a call, right? If their answer is not clear, then you can say the system just will end it there. Now, if they didn't reply, and I think Victoria kind of maybe alluded to this. So in a situation where you have marketed to a patient, whether it's through email, through text, through some free offer, but they didn't respond to you, you can still nudge them. So in this example, they can actually make a call. So this is where this call would be placed to you or your staff if you want it to be done. And basically, it would whisper into your ear, hey, there's a new lead that has just been generated. This is their name. Press any key to connect. And then the system will call that person in real time. Okay. And if you get to their voicemail, you can have a pre-recorded voicemail that you leave for them. You wait one day, follow up with them again. Hey, just checking back to see if you're ready to book an appointment. Do you have any questions? So this is actually a fairly simple workflow from bringing someone from your website or from Facebook, filling out just a basic form, expressing their interest in your product, service, practice, whatever it is, all the way to book an appointment. What questions do you have? And really engaging them. And what I love for some people is sometimes they have a busy office staff and they can't answer the phone all the time, but this will at least they'll get a quick call that's like, hey, you have a new lead. Do you want to talk to them right now? And so it really keeps people in your office engaged. So maybe that goes to your office manager, someone that you've put in charge of bringing in new leads, especially if you're, for example, a cash-based practice or anything like that. You want to be on top of it, right? If you're a service-based industry, you definitely want to make sure that your customers, are nurtured to the point of sale.
And yeah, if I could just add one, I think the great thing about this for those who have the standard, you have someone answering the phone during work hours, or they go to voicemail if nobody answers, or it goes to voicemail after hours or some, pager if there's an emergency. This really is a wonderful supplement. Maybe if you train it well enough, could function as a replacement to some employees because it also takes the weight off of your front desk staff. We talked to a cardiologist who has 30,000 customers in their clinic with how many doctors were there? I don't know. It was a lot. It's a huge clinic.
30 plus cardiologists. Yeah.
30,000 patients for 30 cardiologists, so you can imagine the front desk staff there must be pretty stressed. That sounds like a stressful job to me.
They're losing patients. Yeah. They're losing.
And he said the main complaint is people complain that they don't get through. So it's not that this would ever be able to fully replace human beings in their practice who need to be at the front desk, but they can have it so that if someone doesn't answer within 10 seconds, it goes to an AI receptionist who then collects the information. That information then goes to maybe a dedicated person who isn't answering the phones, but is just handling the overflow. And then it's just one logon. This is the beauty of SuperDoc Tech. With one logon, you and an unlimited number of your staff members or helpers or VAs or whatever can log in and see all of the missed call text back that happened, all of the incoming emails to your practice that happened, all of the incoming web chat inquiries that happened. all of the voicemails that got left, and you can automate workflows so that those get sent to the right people too. So it's just a really beautiful system once you get it up and running. Dana's asking, this will allow you to capture every new lead. No one falls through the cracks. Exactly. And so I'd like you each to think about like, what is the value to your practice of a new patient or a new customer? If you consider that, like the lifetime value of a new customer, do you have a sense of what it is? Put it in the chat if you know what it is, roughly. I think it varies, right? I mean, if you're a surgeon, it's going to be thousands of dollars. If you're a primary care doctor, it might be a lot less, but there's still a value, right? Thousands, Dana says. Yeah. So, and then we have to think about, where do our patients come from? Well, why are you all here? You're all here because I'm guessing you either know me or you know Mona somehow. There's some degree of know, like, and trust factor there. So when we put this out, because I have to tell you, on Monday or Tuesday, Mona and I were like, this is our first webinar, and we were saying, I don't know, maybe we should postpone it. We shouldn't do it. I don't know if we're ready. We haven't had time to advertise this. No one's going to show up. And then we are both pretty active in a number of different awesome groups of physicians who have entrepreneurial mindsets. And so we posted in there, and lo and behold, there were like 25 people who signed up. A lot of people are going to get the replay because it is during the workday and we're busy people, but it was an amazing response, which is awesome. Why? Because you know us. And so again, think about your practice or your business, your side hustle, whatever it is, and think about how you are imagining you're going to get your first customers or your extra customers versus, you know, in your heart how you're going to get them. You're going to get them from getting one person who tells someone else what a great experience they had. And then that person's going to tell someone else. And it becomes kind of this greater flow of referrals. And most practices, most doctors, we are not good at thinking about how to maximize referrals. I went last year to Tony Robbins Business Mastery. It's this really intense 6-day event with, I mean, Keith Cunningham was there, Jay Abraham, Dan Martell, like all these superstars who've made millions and millions in business, and lots of people in the audience who had multi-million-dollar businesses or had built and sold millions of dollars of businesses. And the thing that I learned, that I took away, was 80% plus of business comes from referrals. It doesn't come from ads. I think often when we're thinking about these kinds of side hustle businesses, or even our practices when we're starting out, we think about like, how am I going to get exposure? How much do I have to spend on ads? And I think the answer is really, you may not need to spend anything. It's all about just delivering good care and maximizing your referrals consistently. And that's what we can do. Oh, ready to sign up with, yeah. So let's talk a little bit about our competitors, Mona.
Oh.
So yeah, so there are we are a white labeled version of Go High Level, which is the software that is behind us, in addition to other things that we're integrating. And we therefore are offering something that's novel, which is us, right? Like if you like us, if you like our thought process, our mission, and that like aligns with you, then maybe you would choose to work with us versus some other companies. But what we can promise you is top-notch support. Like we are absolutely going to be with you 100% every step of the way. And I would say, if you're considering other companies that seem cheaper, definitely ask about the support. There's a lot of, well, what do you want to say about that, Mona?
I would say, I'm not going to talk about anyone in specific because I think everyone is allowed to do things their way. But we are founded on support. We truly believe that software is worth nothing if you don't know how to use it. Because how many times have you bought into something and then you just don't know how to use it or implement it, and then it's wasted time, money, energy. We don't want that for our customers. We don't want that for ourselves. And so we know this has been a significant learning curve for us. And so we have built a support team around this to support you. So when you sign up with us, we will have 2 hours a week of tech support where you can actually screen share with us in real time. We will be there. Our tech support will be there. We're not going to just hand you off to someone completely random. We're bringing people into our company to build out the support. And so that's where we feel like we're the top-notch service when it comes to this software, because anyone can get their hands on software, right? It's available, right? We are in 2025. This is all out there. But do you know how to use it? And how much time are you going to spend getting to use it? So if something sounds too good to be true, it probably is if it's offered at bottom of the barrel pricing. but we've created a premium service, and we firmly believe that this is founded on support and growth. And so when you're with us, you're getting that support. So I'm glad that you brought that up because that's one of the core elements of our company.
Definitely. Yeah. Because we know without good support, I already know because I did this. So I was signed on initially using this with a different agency that did not have good support. And it was low price though. It was like not that much. So it was just one of those subscriptions that I was like, well, it's my fault. I haven't learned how to use it. But really, there was no thought from this company about what it would be like to be a new user. And it was not there. Like, even though they had a support channel and they had some place where you could like chat with, probably it was an AI bot, I don't know, but like you could chat and ask questions, but it wasn't like giving me, because the problem is when you join something like this or when you're trying to use some tech, you don't know what you don't know. It's like the unknown unknowns from Donald Rumsfeld, right? Like, so you know where you want to be, you know where you are, but you need someone who knows what that path in between is and can walk you down. And that's what we have now in our team with our tech support. We have an awesome tech support team.
Yeah.
So they're going to be able to really provide bespoke use for physicians. And we are a unique group of people. Like, there's not that, although this is HIPAA compliant, we've enabled that feature. Of all the people using Go High Level, most are not using it in a way that requires that. So that gives special consideration, and our tech support needs to understand that, and they do. So yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's
we just want happy customers that feel value. There is no contract. It's
it's
a month.
month to month.
Yeah, so we're confident that once you see the value, you're going to stay. So we're not concerned about anyone leaving, as long as they're engaged with the process, and meaning we're supporting you. We're not just going to leave you out to the wolves. We want you to be engaged with us. We're confident that you're going to see the value in it. So we're not, yeah, 2 hours of support, yeah, per week. Yep.
Yeah, we have 2 calls per week that are our tech support calls. We'll probably, I mean, my vision for this, Mona, is that like we're also, as we grow, again, because the community part is part of our mission, I want to invite speakers and specialists to talk to our community too. But like the basal support will be there
Yeah.
at a set 2 hours a week that you can always
Yeah.
count.
Yeah. Foundation is support. Everything else will be bells and
In
whistles.
addition to that, you get like 24/7 support as well. But again, those are not our people. It's a company we've hired to support you. So they're great, but they're not like as
Yeah.
specialized as our tech support that you're going to get on our live calls in addition.
You won't be
And
disappointed
then,
with our support.
yeah, so it's $4.99 a month. This pricing is going to go up. This is just for our founding members. And we decided before this call, for all of you as being part of the webinar and those of you who are on this replay, if you join, you're going to get in addition a one-on-one call with Mona and I to help you think about, like, to get our two brains to think about you and your business and how the software as we know it can help you and see you successful and like set you up for success. So any
Yeah.
questions? Well, I should put in the chat where to go. So you go to
Yep.
superdoctech.com and /pricing is where the sign up is. And if you have more questions, then please book a call with us. Superdoctech.com /calendar is where you'll get on those calls. We've kind of been going to all the calls, but in general, I'm the Monday person and Mona's the Thursday person in the calendar. But we've been so excited to meet everybody that we've both been hopping on most of the calls with people we've been talking to. But we have grown already faster than we thought. Like, our goal was to get like 5 customers within a couple months, and we've already gotten 4 of our first 5 slots sold. So it's very exciting. We're actually, excited to be talking about this. We would love your feedback from today. If there's anything that we didn't talk about that you would have liked to hear about, or if there's anything that comes up as a question that you have that we didn't address, please feel free to email us at hello@superdoctech.com as well, or you can text us back to the numbers that have been messaging you. And just so you know, that the text that you got, the emails that you got for this webinar were all a workflow automation that I set up in like 30 minutes. So sorry if it wasn't perfect. It's our first time again. There were some things where those custom values go in, as Mona was showing you, where the wording was just a little weird because I called it learn about SuperDoc Tech. So I noticed one of them was like, come learn about SuperDoc Tech. And I was like, that's 2 learns. But so like you can easily set these things up. And now, just so you know, we're going to delete you from that workflow. So we are planning to do webinars weekly for a while here, feel free to let your friends know. The sign up's always going to be the same, webinar.supernottech.com. So if you want to share this with friends or let them know about it, just have them go to webinar.superdoctech.com.
Yeah. And I think we touched on this in the
You guys
beginning.
won't get
Oh,
spam messages. So
yeah, we couldn't possibly talk about all the features today. It wouldn't be possible. Even AI by itself is a webinar. So this was just three of the things we thought would be the most inclusive and for everyone attending the call. But we will be doing more informational sessions, as the weeks go on different features. But if you look on our website, you can see all of the things that we're able to replace that you may already be
oh,
paying
let
for.
me show that. So Dana's asking, this price is inclusive of the AI and the software piece. Dana, it includes the software. We've turned on every feature of high level, and everybody who signs up in this founder group is going to get every new feature that comes out. It'll just be on for you. We haven't throttled this in any
Yeah.
way. The things you pay in addition for potentially are email use, text message use, and AI use. I'll put the pricing, I haven't put it on our website yet, Mona, but I will do that. It's all like fractions of a penny per text or per minute. So we give everybody at the $4.99 plan $25 a month recurring credit for that use. That's about 15,000 emails a month. I want to say it's like, I forget how many text messages.
I think
Like
it's 10,000. Yeah.
10,000, 7,000. It's
So
the
think
text
about how
are
much
a
you're
little
using.
more expensive than an email, and certain things make a text more expensive, like if you put emojis or if you have it long or more, I don't know. But all of that, like if you use up your $25 credit, then you need to have a credit card on file and you'll be billed for that. Phone use is also billed per minute. And like I said, there's a
But
month charge of like $1.15 for per phone number or something like that. And the AI use is also billed per use. If you end up using it a ton, we're probably going to roll out an unlimited AI feature. That's an option we haven't turned on yet. So again, like Vicky, you were talking about this, like if you want to have an additional AI receptionist, essentially, I mean, for a practice that's big like yours, I think that's kind of a no-brainer. It's going to be a few $100s a month. It's not going to be anything like the cost of an employee. But I would say initially just start using it and see how much you're billing. And then when you get to a point that you're like, hey, Marissa and Mona, I'm getting billed like 200 extra bucks a month for this AI, like, can we do something about that? Then we'll look into the turning on of the unlimited AI feature. Yes, this is recorded. Yeah. Thank you.
yeah.
Yeah. We'll send it to you guys via email afterwards. Awesome. So is there anything we didn't cover, Mona? I think we got everything on our list pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we talked about, just to summarize, we talked about web chat and missed call text back as two easy ways to not miss leads when they're interested in you and hot, which is the best time to reach out to them. We talked about the social media planner and how you can, with a little bit of elbow grease, like get 5 years of social posts ready to roll. And then we were talking with someone yesterday and I was just brainstorming, like she has a direct primary care practice. And I was thinking, there's certain things that are going to be seasonal for you, like breast cancer awareness month. You're going to want to have some reels or posts where you remind people to get their mammograms. Flu season, you're going to want to have some reels or posts to remind people to get their flu shots. I don't know, maybe, but these are things where you record them once, and then every flu season, every breast cancer awareness month, you like just set them up to play, and boom, you're done. So it's like every time you do the work to post, it now becomes part of your library that you can reuse. So your work becomes less over time instead of more, and your reach becomes greater and your following becomes greater. And then we talked about
Flow.
workflows, yeah,
Simple
which are
workflow.
like, you said that was a simple workflow. I have to say that looked pretty complicated to me when I'd never seen a workflow. I would have been like,
Much.
that's
Yeah.
the simple work. The
But
simple
we,
workflow is mine, which is like Instagram comment is book. Then send them a message like, hey, do you want this, with a button that takes them to the form to get it? Like that's my simple workflow. That's my idea of simple. It's like 3 steps.
yeah,
Um,
it
so they
can
can
be
be
whatever
very
you want.
simple, or it can be like adding a tag, like someone put something on your web chat and asked for something, and it gets a tag like web chat inquiry. And then every day or once a week, your VA logs in and looks for how many web chat inquiries were there and follows up with those people. Or you automate it to do that based on the tag. So,
And one last thing, you can have multiple users on your account. So you can have, if you've got three VAs, which I've heard some people do, all of them can log into your account and you can give them full access or limited access to what's in your sub account. So if you don't want them to see, for example, your finances, they don't have to have access to that, but they can manage the incoming leads if that's what you want.
or
They
if you
can
just want
create
someone to help with your
newsletters or whatever.
social, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So thank you guys so much for spending time with us. I know we're
I
a
know.
little bit over. We will share this recording, and for the people that were registered for the webinar, uh, our offer is standing of the one-on-one private time with us if you sign up through this webinar. So please, check out our website, superdoctech.com. You can go right ahead and schedule there. If you've got questions, you know how to reach us as well.
Yeah, and again, I just urge you, I just want to emphasize from what I know this in my heart, like $4.99 a month for a HIPAA compliant solution that does all of these things. It is a steal. It is such a good deal. It replaces so many things. And with the AI features and with a little bit of help, you can set up basically having another employee. It's like just nothing. It's a no-brainer and it's a write-off to your business. So I think consider all of that, consider the support and community that you're going to get. Just the turnout here with us, like shouting out to a few people is amazing. Obviously, you all are really proactive. And I love that it's mostly women in our group too. I love that. Not that we're not open to men. Men are amazing.
Everyone.
But I think because we're women, we are attracting women, which is great. I love that. So yeah, very cool. Thank you all. Thank you,
Great
Sarah.
to meet you guys.
All right, bye.